It's such an honor to be here with you this morning in the presence of distinguished professors and trustees and students who prove their potential every day, and my parents who proved their potential long ago and thought they had left these ceremonies of academics long behind them, but here they are again. And I'm privileged to share the stage with these accomplished alumni and have the privilege of hearing their stories. I'm grateful to Dr. Allen for such a generous introduction, but in truth, the description of my work that propels me forward is simply that I try to help people, sometimes by diagnosing, hopefully by treating, but sometimes by doing neither of those things, but rather by listening, acknowledging, and bearing witness to suffering, and that I work diligently to train others to do the same, striving at all times, to paraphrase a possible Mark Twain quote, to not let education interfere with their learning. As Sir Wiliam Osler, one of the first great academic physicians, said, "I desire no other epitaph than the statement that I taught medical students on the wards, although I personally would add also residents and interns and fellows to that list." I am so grateful to the college for this recognition, and, if I'm honest, and drop all decorous airs, also completely discombobulated. What does achievement mean if my proclivities, perhaps even my pathologies, align with and are rewarded by a system that discounts and suppresses so many other ways of thinking and being? I dream of being a gadfly, but constantly battle sycophancy. I aspire to polymathy, but get mired in the details. I oft wondered if in the face of crisis, I could rise to meet the moment, and yet I never imagined that my own career as an infectious diseases physician would itself become an act of protest. So gradually I have taken the somewhat seemingly Sisyphean task of shedding an achievement orientation that seemed core to my being, to one focused on growth. So much so that in this phase of my career is centered on helping others do the same, to take the feedback and not just survive it, but thrive, to the point that critique, rather than accolades, becomes the fuel that drives one forward. So what lessons would I share with you, knowing that I fear the trite and the trivial? First, if growth is the goal, then the means become more important than the ends, and the journey is the focus rather than the destination. Each moment on our path is an opportunity to learn, to expand our horizons, to hone a skill, to gain a better understanding of the rich tapestry that represents the human experience. My career did not begin after 16 very long years of formal post-secondary education and training. It started here at William Jewell. The days and nights I spent in the White Science Center labs were not host to groundbreaking discoveries, far from it, but I learned how to fail productively, and I first understood the rewards of desirable difficulty. The crucible of the Oxbridge Honors Program did not teach me what to think, but rather how, and not just how to think, but how to cultivate a mind that was open to critically appraising and assimilating new information. I've memorized and forgotten the Krebs cycle at least 5 times in my life, hopefully never again. But I'll never forget the habits of mind I first honed on this hill. Second, what makes the journey more than people? Learning is most transformative in community. You can ask questions of yourself, and you should, but the debate is arguably more powerful and more fun within a diverse array of peers and mentors and students than in your own head. Done well, it's the opposite of groupthink, and the essence of a community of practice. In medicine, I have stayed in academics because I think colleagues and learners are essential to my growth. My predilection for such a work environment was born at Jewell, where I was challenged and supported by peers and professors alike. People like Dr. Judy Diltz, who taught me about Koch's postulates and Mendelian genetics, but also about the tragedy of the commons and how to be a scholar in community and seek knowledge across disciplines. People like Dr. Ken Alpern, who inspired me to appreciate the academic process more than the result, to seek unflinching feedback with enthusiasm, and to communicate with wit and joy. People like Mary Salee, who taught me the value of quiet and graceful leadership that champions others. People like my husband, Dan, Jewell's greatest gift to me. Our story began in this very building where he was brave enough to make fun of me in front of the entire student body. And it continued in his first gift to me, a subscription to The Economist, because he rightfully thought my horizons needed expansion beyond the sciences. He lived through countless physical exams when I was first in medical training, being told his liver was at once too small and too large. And later, my years of stress-induced sleep-talking fever dreams, where he would alternate roles between a missing patient on the wards or a more junior colleague subject to my Socratic method of teaching. He is the smartest, steadiest, and most hilarious person, a saint who has supported me through each challenge while nudging me toward what truly matters. And he has given me the most important thing of all, our children, Esther and Edith, who challenge and inspire me every day and help me finally see the world in the most important way. I have never been more proud than when I told them I was getting this award, and one of them said, "Why?" That simple question means I have succeeded in at least one respect. They see the work that I do to help others as normal, expected, the default, and perfectly harmonious with my role as their mother. So I offer myself at this moment not as an achiever, not as someone who has achieved, but someone who, in striving to continue learning and growing, makes false steps and false starts and will continue to do so. Someone who is open to failure and expects it and the lessons it offers. Someone who, if given this award in 30 years from now, would hopefully still say that they are forging a path to discovering who they are meant to be and the ways they are meant to contribute. The journey, including the people who support, challenge, and surprise you, is where the meaning lies. I hang these moments, rather than plaques, on my walls, and I hope never to reach the destination. Thank you.